One of the most challenging things to do, but has the greatest ROI, return on investment, is in relationships, is pausing before you speak. And pausing before you speak, especially when someone is giving you constructive feedback. Because our initial instinct is to become defensive. And that shuts down the bond or the connection. It pushes two people away. And what we want to do is get closer to two people. And so I'm a life coach, and with my clients that are in relationships, I encourage like a weekly or bi-weekly state of the union of the relationship. Like, hey, what's going well? Where am I getting off track? And what things do you want me to focus on in the future? And we're all flawed. We all make mistakes. We all have issues. We all have things that we can improve upon. And it's so important to have that open channel of communication and actually solicit it, like I've spoken about in other videos. But more importantly is learning how to receive it, because most people are very poor, and it's something even myself I really have to work on and be conscious of, because I notice my instinctual response is to try to protect myself, try to defend myself. And it doesn't benefit me, and it doesn't benefit the person. Even in my coaching sessions, that's something that I'm working on as far as soliciting feedback from my clients so I can become a better coach, and I can learn what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and how can I improve. And there's nothing worse than you trying to tell someone how you feel, whether it's a friend, a family member, a partner, a romantic partner, how you feel about something that hurt you, something that bothered you. And they say, well, I didn't do that. Well, what about you? What about when you do this? You do the same thing. But oh my God, it's like a poison that you're injecting into the relationship. Even if you don't think what they're saying is true, honor what they feel. Listen to what they say. Ask non-aggressive questions in the tone, the way you say it. So instead of saying, when did I do that? Give me examples. Oh, it just pushes the person away. Oh, you know what? Thank you for raising that, bringing that to my attention. Oh, can you let me know when I last did that? When it bothered you, because that's something that I really I want to prevent from happening in the future. Your tone, your attitude, your body language makes a huge difference. And just accepting that being human means we're a bit neurotic. We have our shortcomings. We have things that annoy other people. Everybody does. But we only think about the things we primarily think about the things that annoy us about our partner, or about family, or about friends, or about coworkers. We don't look at ourselves, and that's just human nature. We're always quick to point the finger at other people and not look at the man or woman in the mirror. And that's what we really want to do to create that strong bond. And you see, when you take that tone, when you take that attitude, how it like melts the frustration or anger, or when someone's upset. It just kind of melts it, and it allows you are being empathetic with them. It allows them, it just creates this, that they're empathetic with you, and they're more open and receptive to listening to what you want to say, your concerns, as long as it's not tit for tat. Let them say their piece, and even try to coax it out of them. Oh yeah, can you tell me more when I did that? Oh, can you tell me, why did that bother you? Or how could I do that differently? Or, I'm sorry. Just even people have real problems just saying, I'm sorry. Not a superficial, a non-sincere sorry that a lot of people say all the time, but just a deep, heartfelt sorry. I'm sorry. And one other thing. Please don't use this phrase, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not a sorry. That is a defensive, passive-aggressive sorry. It's like what you're saying is wrong, and you're the problem because you feel this way. I'm sorry that you feel the way you feel is incorrect. Say, oh, I'm sorry, and I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to make you feel this way. Please let me know what I can do differently. oh my goodness, you will just see the huge transformation in that other person. And it really allows things not to build up. And I think that's the problem in relationships. Either things are not communicated and things build up until the person kind of just like has an explosion or gets really angry or frustrated. We want to always be cleaning house. So I have a journaling practice where I journal at the end of the day. And I also journal throughout the day, which has really helpful because it helps me clean house. I don't keep all these thoughts and frustrations or things that I want to improve upon or that I want to address in my mind. I just clean house and don't allow that clutter, that mental clutter to accumulate. But what we do in relationships is we allow that mental clutter to accumulate. And it just builds and builds and builds until the person really gets frustrated or they just become more distant from you. And if you have that ongoing habit of communication, hey, you know what? Sharing it with them as well in a non-attacking way. Hey, nonviolent communication, this made me feel this way, or I need you to do this, or I like when you do that. Or next time, could you do this differently? Could we leave on time? For example, if you're fighting about that or upset about that. But yeah, man, don't let stuff simmer. It's like you got to take out the trash. Otherwise you just have this big smelly pile of mess that really, really damages the relationship. And then it also allows you to just feel a sense of peace. We all want that inner peace. We all want that contentment. We all want that joy and that inner calm. And if we don't communicate, it's really difficult to get. And again, this is a short-term pain for a long-term gain. It might be an uncomfortable conversation, difficult conversation. It doesn't have to be an argument. And then, hold on, the sun's kind of shining in right here. Lost my train of thought, so bear with me. It might be it doesn't have to be a difficult argument. It can, because a lot of people avoid and go or will lead to an argument. What it happens is it becomes a habit. That type of communication becomes a habit. Hey, can you tell me what I did today? Or you seem a little bit upset. Is there something that I did that upset you? And they might respond, well, you should know. And that has to be addressed as well. You know what? I don't know, and it would be much better if you just let me know and communicated that with me. So, it's hard to separate your ego, to put it aside, and this is part of our evolutionary development that we don't want to be banished from the tribe. And so we don't want to lose our status, and we think we'll lose our status. Our brains are just hardwired to defend and protect ourselves. And it's just, especially this day and age, you're not going to get banished. It's so unnecessary. And it actually helps you to increase your standing in the tribe. When people feel that they can openly communicate and you'll receive it without getting defensive, it really is life-changing, because people, I get clients, they'll say, oh, these people, I was dating someone and they just ghosted me. Or, I have a friend and they don't put effort or they don't return my calls. Or, my family members, I don't see them as much or whatever. Like, a lot of these things is because there hasn't been that release, that cleansing, and that ability to communicate with you. So solicit it, invite it, encourage it, and then zip your lip. Just receive it. Receive it and watch your body language so you're not... because you could zip your lip and have body language that shows that you're defensive or you don't like what they're saying. So zip your lip, absorb it, process it. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, you know what? Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Let me think about that. Because you don't want to respond when you're emotional and you're upset or what they said has angered you. But it prevents, another great thing it prevents, I see in my coaching sessions, some clients who have a history of jumping from relationship to relationship and bringing the same issues and problems and baggage into the next relationship. Why? Because the previous partners never either you never solicited, or the previous partners never felt comfortable enough to tell you what's bothering them. And so you don't actually learn and grow. And one of the beautiful things about life coaching with my clients is I will share things with them that to me seem obvious, that I think, an annoyance, a behavioral annoyance, an attitude that they have about a certain thing that might push people away, or something that just keeps people at a distance. And I'll address it, and I'm like, has anyone ever told you that? And they're like, no one's ever said that. And I'm like shocked, because it's so glaring. Just a simple example. I have a client who would always say, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like constantly. And it's just, even something like that can be grating, over time when talking to other people. And I brought it to his attention. I'm like, are you aware that you say that constantly? He's like, no, I'm not aware of it. I said, no one has ever mentioned it to you? He says, no one has ever mentioned that to me. And that's really crazy, because it would be so helpful if people were honest with each other and be able to tell us, hey, these things are bothering me. We're just too damn polite in our society. I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. I don't want to say anything that might cause them to be upset at me or disapprove of me. It's unhealthy. It's just an unhealthy way to live. And if we have this verbal contract in our relationships where, hey, I'm going to be authentic with you, I want you to be authentic with me, and we're going to handle it like mature adults and grow from that experience, oh my God, it just makes it life and relationships so much more invigorating and exciting and really deeply connected. And you'll find getting ghosted doesn't happen as much, because when you get ghosted, there is something you did that really put that person off, or you're just not their type. But it's good to get that feedback. We all need this feedback. And if we're defensive, it's like a brick wall to receiving that feedback. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like very affordable life coaching, send me an email in the description. Consultation is free. The first session is 50% off, and it's just as pay as you go. So if you're enjoying it, you continue it. If not, not a problem at all. I've been doing this for 11 years now, and it's my full-time job, and everyone benefits from it. Having a life coach and someone that's not, who's studies and researches and knows, what works and what doesn't work, is so much better than, going to a family member who might have some bias or just doesn't know, it's not what they specialize in. So yeah, just send me an email if you're interested. If you'd really like to, I try not to have ads on my videos. So if you'd like to support the channel, please consider contributing, and the PayPal link. And likes, comments, and descriptions, if you enjoyed the video, help the channel to grow. And just taking the extra 30 seconds to leave a comment shows user engagement, and it's greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'd just like to get your constructive feedback on my videos, so feel free to leave that in the feedback. Anything that you'd like me to change, do differently, that you didn't like. Yeah, constructive criticism, always welcome. And or positive things that you liked as well. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate everyone. I really do. Your messages, your emails, your comments really keep that fire going. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye.